Tommy has been in Belmarsh prison before, but the previous prison governor put Tommy in a special unit called the contingency suites, where no other prisoners had access to him. It was the same prison within a prison where Julian Assange was held. Now, it's psychologically damaging to be in solitary confinement like that for so long, but at least Tommy was allowed visitors, and he knew he wouldn't be attacked.
And breaking right now, a major development on Tommy Robinson's safety in Belmarsh prison. I mean, can you believe he is in Belmarsh prison after being sentenced to 18 months? That is the same prison that Axel Rudakabana, the Southport massacre accused, currently sits in. It has been dubbed the UK's Guantanamo Bay, where many terrorists and murderers serve their time. And the issue is that there is a new woke governor at Belmarsh, just Tommy Robinson's luck, and Rebel News believe that he has now been put in a position where he could be killed by jihadist prison gangs. So I want to show you part of what Rebel News boss Ezra Levant is arguing here. They are very involved in this case. They are funding Tommy Robinson's legal fees. So listen to this very disturbing update from Ezra.
Tommy has been in Belmarsh prison before, but the previous prison governor put Tommy in a special unit called the contingency suites, where no other prisoners had access to him. It was the same prison within a prison where Julian Assange was held. Now, it's psychologically damaging to be in solitary confinement like that for so long, but at least Tommy was allowed visitors, and he knew he wouldn't be attacked. But this new prison warden, she's a diversity hire named Jenny Lewis. She gave Tommy two choices when he arrived: be thrown into the general population of the prison, where he would be killed by jihadist gangs, or to be locked up in a tiny cell down the block, as they say, for 23 and a half hours a day. But being put down the block is a punishment, usually reserved for violent prisoners who engage in misconduct while in prison. It's not a permanent holding cell meant for long-term use. According to a recent government inspection of Belmarsh, the average length of time a prisoner is being punished down the block is 18 days. Tommy was sentenced to 18 months. No one could survive that, but that's what this woke prison governor was threatening to do.
Absolutely horrifying. But good news. The pressure appears to have worked. A brand new update from Team Tommy Robinson that says Tommy has just been in touch again, and he'd like to thank each and every one of his supporters because following the news, he wouldn't be protected in Belmarsh Maximum Security Prison and any visits would be closed. A huge number of people contacted the prison and prison authorities to demand to know why he was being treated like this. And in the wake of this pressure, governors have been to see him today to tell him he will be protected in the contingency suite that he was kept in last time, and he'll be allocated 8 visits a month. Now, the thing is, there was genuine reason for Tommy Robinson to be fearful for his life. What we know is that when the Southport rioters were locked up, there was a particular campaign to target them by Muslim gangs. This was reported by Martin Brunt, the crime editor of Sly News. And the commentator and journalist Lucy Brown has revealed a recording which suggests that some of those so-called rioters are receiving the most appalling treatment. And we have to remember, we still don't know the circumstances of the death in custody of Peter Lynch. But Tommy Robinson is an altogether more famous, more high profile, and let's be honest, more controversial figure. He has a target on his head in prison. But listen to what Lucy Brown reveals had been going on.
Both got put away for the riots, both been put in the same prison, both been put in the same cell. In the last 48 hours, the wing that they put them on was 90% Muslim. Both of them, one's been attacked in the shower. They took the shower heads off, battered him. When he managed to get back to his cell, his other mate had been completely battered as well. The family's obviously distraught and everything. They're making targets of them, as well as like examples of them. They're making targets of the lads. They did some damage to them as well.
And so imagine what sort of target they would choose to make of Tommy Robinson. Now, there are some good people who were standing up for his right to safety. Our friend Father Phil Harris had posted his letter to the governor, which said, "I hope the rumours are unsubstantiated. If they are not, given the prisoner's profile, this would seem to be putting him in harm's way. I would ask you to consider thoroughly the options, especially considering numerous people's general concern." And Paul Thorpe had posted on X that the whole world is watching, the entire country is aware. Tommy Robinson is now in your care and his safety is your responsibility. You are fully aware of the unique dangers that he faces. If anything happens to Tommy, there can be no excuses. So let me bring in Dr. Daniel Pitt now. So, Daniel, it feels like this is positive news, although it seems quite extraordinary to me that Tommy Robinson has ended up in Belmarsh or this civil offence anyway, the same prison as Axel Rudakabana.
I think that this all shows that actually generally in our prisons that it's a Hobbesian war of all against all, and it's so close to violence constantly. There is just so close to violence or the threat of violence, and prison is meant to give you powerlessness. That's what it's meant to do, take away your liberties. But what happens is when you've taken away all the people's power, it congregates into the powerful, those who can intimidate and those who can get the gang together to suppress the others. And that's what you're seeing, the threat of violence. So you have to put certain groups of people away from others because they just have the power to intimidate, inflict violence. And the authority is not with the prison officers who do an astonishing job, a really tough job, but the authority is not with them. It's with the people who can inflict violence on others, and they have the power. So this is what's happened across in our prisons across the board, and it's something that really it should be a priority. And then we've got people being let out of prison early, being picked up in rather expensive vehicles. And then you have got people who you would say should be given suspended sentences who are not given suspended sentences, and vice versa, which is it's just our justice system needs to go back to impartiality, equality, and fairness.
Yeah, well, look at the people on that screen. Look at the people on that screen. I view them as political prisoners, Dr. Pitt. I mean, look, Julie Sweeney and Lucy Connolly in prison, well, one for a Facebook post, one for an X post. Tommy Robinson in prison for screening a film, a journalistic pursuit, which should be protected, surely, under free speech grounds. And yes, if someone wants to sue him, we have the toughest defamation laws in this country. I know about them personally. So surely that's the way to deal with it. I cannot see how he should be imprisoned for a piece of journalism, no matter how controversial. It should, no judge should be able to stop Tommy Robinson's investigation being screened, but that's exactly what happened.
This is a good a good analysis by you, Dan, and I think that we need to look at that the role of free speech needs to be looked at. We need to look at the state of our prisons. We need to look about the idea of that if people don't believe justice is being done, and therefore is creating this impact across the board, and this idea of, and it's there, two-tier here. People are saying it, people believe it. And this is fundamentally worrying for someone like me who believes in constitutional and legal order and think that's the way forward, how it has been in the past and should be going forward. So this is terribly concerning for me.
Yeah, it's terribly concerning for me as well. And the thing that feels so completely hypocritical, of course, is that when it came to the so-called rioters, there was this push for justice on acid, justice on speed. We're going to lock them up fast. We're going to lock them up long. Yet Labour's policy position is all going to be about rehabilitation, releasing people early, not putting non-violent criminals in jail. So their treatment of the Southport case, and this comes back to what we were talking about right at the start of the show, I believe it's part of this cover-up. Because what they needed, Dr. Pitt, and this doesn't make me a conspiracy theorist, I believe this is true, what they needed people in prison. They needed the moment that we knew the truth about Axel Rudy Gabana, they needed to make sure that we were all too scared. That we were all too scared to post on X, that we were all too scared to protest, because look at what happened to Peter Lynch. 2 years and 8 months in prison. He ended up dead. But first, we've been told our whole lives that wrinkle creams were the easiest way to look younger. Now one doctor says that's nothing but old news. According to Dr. John Lake, the world-renowned Beverly Hills beauty expert, most wrinkle fixers on the market are nothing but glorified moisturizers. He says they hardly make a dent on your appearance, and some can even be harmful to your skin. Recently, Dr. Lake has focused his attention away from mainstream cosmetic practices. Why? So that he can pursue a revolutionary anti-aging breakthrough, one that some experts say could empty the wallets of the cosmetic industry. He says it's almost like Photoshop for your face. You may even be mad after seeing how easy it is to visibly erase wrinkles from view. His personal clients have dubbed his new do-it-yourself technique the age rewinder method, because it can take years or even decades off your appearance in under 2 minutes. So in light of this amazing breakthrough, Dr. Lake has released a step-by-step video to the public, free and uninterrupted, where he outlines exactly how to use this simple solution from home. If this helps even one person look younger or feel more confident, I'll be thrilled knowing I helped, Dr. Lake told reporters. The video has since gone viral. At first, it was shared by users on Facebook, but since then, it's racked up over 2.3 million views and counting. So far, the comments and feedback have been outstanding, with thousands of women reporting they look decades younger. One viewer even commented, "Best results of anything I've used. I can't believe how well this works. I'll never stop using this. I don't understand how it works, but the results are great. Thank you." So you can find out more about this yourself right now. Go to bhmd1.com/outspoken, or you can just click on the link in the description box below. Let me repeat, bhmd1.com/outspoken. Now, there is one thing Dr. Lake asks from his viewers. If watching this video helps you look and feel younger than you have in years, then please share this video with your friends and loved ones. Together, we have the power to help as many women reclaim a youthful look as possible. So go watch the video at bhmd1.com/outspoken right now, or just click on the link in the description box below. But now, back to the show.
I think when they put that post out on X and it said 1,000 criminals arrested, the idea that if you are arrested, you are automatically a criminal, that is actually completely inverts our whole justice system. You are innocent until proven guilty.
Of course, they didn't give a damn about prejudicing trials then. They didn't give a damn about contempt of court then. So this is what I mean. It's completely two rules. But look, what a fascinating discussion we have had today. The academic and writer, Dr. Daniel Pitt. Such a pleasure to have you for the first time on Outspoken.
Thanks for having me, Dan, and thanks for being part of the Outspoken family. And for Christmas, manicures. Who doesn't want that product, that manicure product, sensitive on your sensitive
Manscaped. I'll buy it for you for Christmas.
I love a bit of Manscaped.
Thank you so much, Dr. Pitt. Thank you so much for watching Dan Wootton Outspoken. Please click on my face just to the bottom left to subscribe to this brand new independent news source. and turn on the notification bell so you'll be alerted to our brand new live shows, uncancelled interviews, and special royal episodes. Outspoken is also now available as a podcast, so you can listen to the show every weekday on the go, wherever you are.